Tough week for a lot of folks, and it's a dreary afternoon here in New Jersey. And I thought I'd bring you into my dark living room, which reflects the lack of light outside. And I think it's a little bit suggestive of what's happening. Specifically, there were hundreds and hundreds of people in New Jersey that lost their jobs this week. Never a fun topic. Last year, more than 14,000 people in New Jersey lost their jobs. They worked mostly at Bed Bath & Beyond, Misfits Markets, Novartis, Walmart, Peloton, among others. But just in the last few days, more than a dozen companies in New Jersey have laid off 100 or more people. And this really takes a toll on the community. So I wanted to offer my support to those who have been impacted and offer some ideas about what can be done and suggest ways to help you. Because after all, this is Help Talk, right? This is what we do at Helpopedia. We're very focused on youth and community development. And myself, I've been in Jersey here now, more than a decade. So by this point, I think I am a Jersey girl. So let's talk about the folks who are impacted. So if you're out there and you're listening, and you're some of the folks who worked at Prudential Financial in Newark, possibly Audible in Newark, right? Surprising that all these tech companies who are doing so well, they're doing layoffs too, but everyone's right sizing. Ashley Stewart, the retailer in Secaucus, Fresh Pro Food, the distributors, Sealed Air in Saddlebrook, RWJ Barnabas Health, right in West Orange, providing all kinds of healthcare services, Acme Markets, and a couple of banks, the Bank of New York in Mellon, TD Bank in Cherry Hill, Kenview and Skillman, and then also Newbold Services. So I know that that's a lot for people to take in that work at those companies. And so here's what I'd like to do. I want to help you, as do the folks at Helpopedia, because I've been laid off before and it sucks, especially when you don't see it coming. I remember this one time, this one place that I got laid off because yes, I'm a serial layoff person, right? I've been riffed a few times, having the good fortune, bad luck of whatever, of being at a company at the wrong time, right? Where they've shut down departments, they've right-sized, they've done whatever they've done. And I remember in one organization where I was laid off, I didn't know it was coming. One of the people on my team went into the shared drive and she came to me, she said, Laurelyn, have you seen the deck that's going to be presented at the board meeting later this week? And I said, no, of course I haven't been trolling through the shared drive. I've got all these other things to do. And she said, look, I opened the deck. She's like, our team's being shut down. What? So when it comes as a surprise, it's extra hard to take. I wanted to spend a little bit of time offering some practical advice and some support in what we can do. We can support you. We've got a wonderful platform. We call it our Hub for Help. There are terrific tools and solutions on there, everything from soft skills improvement, tips for how do you improve your resume, tips for how do you interview effectively, right? And use that visual connection that you can make with people. We've even got a job board, courtesy of Jabboard, a wonderful business partner. There's a lot in there. If you go to steer.us, which I know isn't Helpopedia, but Steer Us powers Helpopedia and the Hub for Help. Take a look at steer.us, start there. Take the UP assessment. Look at how your skills are with respect to employability, benchmarked to hundreds and hundreds of other people who have taken it before you. That could help guide you on areas where you need to improve because yes, we all need to improve. None of us are perfect, right? And unless you're a NEPO baby or a trust fund baby, you probably have to find a job and work. So, all right, let's talk about what the general reaction is. Have you ever heard of the acronym SARA? And that stands for shock, anger, resistance, acceptance, hope. SARA is typically a mnemonic that's used to describe the grief process. You're thinking, well, I didn't lose somebody, I lost a job. Well, losing a job puts you into the grief process because your job may be your identity. It may be how you find purpose and meaning in your life. And that can be difficult to let go, particularly if it was unexpected. So you're going to go through these stages: shock, anger, right? And then resistance. It didn't really happen. Can't happen to me. I can't believe this. Then you get to a place of acceptance and then a place of hope. And when you've gone through this journey, and everybody's going to take a different length of time to go through it, you're going to come out on the other side really, truly stronger for it. And I'm not being glib. Like I said, I've done this a few times, not my first rodeo. And then you start to project a better energy, greater positivity, more self confidence. And when you do, that's when things start clicking with the interviews and stuff. But when you're in that anger phase and that resistance phase, and your answers in the interview are very terse and you're just being really snarky and you're ticked off, that's going to come through. And you're not going to get the job, even if you get the interview. So let's talk about how you acknowledge these emotions and accept that you are going to go through these things. Don't be shy. Reach out to your friends, your family. Talk to people about how you're feeling. There's an emotional impact here, and you're a person. People go through things. We feel them, and we may not feel them right away. That's part of that whole shock part of the process and the grieving process, that it might take a little bit of time until it sinks in, like, wow, this happened. And when it's really going to sink in is when you look at your bank account and go, oh my goodness, I don't get that paycheck anymore. And that's going to spur you into action. So never be shy. Reach out and get whatever help it is that you need. Then for those of you that know people who have been laid off, here's what you can do. You can offer them support. Listen without judgment. Yeah, you never should have done that. You never should have taken that job. I knew it. I knew it. That's not going to help anything, right? What's done is done and cannot be undone. You need to help stabilize the person, help them get solid footing again so that they can move forward. Offer them practical help. Hey, I'd be happy to take a look at your resume or maybe help you write up a new one. Maybe I know people in my network. Is there someone I can introduce you to? Wow, that's helping someone. And do it with each other. You know your colleagues who have also been impacted by this layoff. Offer to help each other. You start to build the network, and it also creates a sense of community where you've had a shared experience of grief and potentially even trauma, depending on how you've reacted to it personally. That community will help build your resilience so that you can move forward into your job search and go ahead. And just, be there. Provide each other with the support and the reassurance that you'd want to have, because it's a tough time. Here's some actionable tips I want to share for coping. Immediately update your LinkedIn profile. Yep, because it still is the gold standard. Make sure it has all of your current skills and all of your experiences, because yes, the algorithm, right? The AI, it does eat through your profile and say, yep, you're a fit. No, you're not. And that can be really helpful. Do the same with your resume. You want to make sure your resume and your LinkedIn profile reflect the same skill set and the same things that you've done so that you can portray yourself to prospective employers with consistency. Network with your former colleagues and all the industry contacts that you have. Reach out to them and don't be shy. Contact friends. Oh my goodness. And contact people that have been even in your distant past. I am always gobsmacked and humbled when I reach out to people in my past and through LinkedIn. It's like, yeah, hey, so-and-so, it's been, like a decade. How are you? Like, what's going on? You've got someone in your network that I'd love an introduction to. Can you help me? I've lost my job. Can you help? And you'd be surprised how many people offer to help, even though it's been a decade or whatever length of time that it's been since we last connected. People understand the emotional and financial impact of layoffs. They're hard. Get out there. Get yourself out there. Go on meetup groups. Go on Eventbrite. There's a lot of free, virtual, and local networking things so that you can be visible. That's what you have to do. Not only does being visible help you so that people go, oh, yeah, Laurelyn, okay, she's out there. She's looking. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll keep you in mind. I'll think of my network and do whatever. But it also helps you feel like you belong to a community so that you're not home crying, because it does happen to a lot of people, and by yourself and going through that black hole of job applications and all that. You want to be out there and connect with people, connect with humans, and set a daily schedule. Every day say, I am going to job search from such and such a time and such a time. And I am going to reward myself with that 1 or 2 hour job search or whatever I'm doing. I'm going to reward myself with a latte or with a walk around the block just to give myself some fresh air or whatever. Set yourself up for earn the rewards, and you'll be surprised how motivated you are. And keep to that schedule, because looking for a job is now your job. And don't forget to take time for self-care. Go to bed early, get some rest, have quiet time, think about what you really want, and be careful. It's so easy to slip into habits like, well, okay, I'm really stressed. I'm going to have a drink. It's Monday night. Oh, Tuesday rolls around. Yeah, I'm going to have a drink again. Oh, maybe a couple tonight. Or, wow, I'm so stressed out, and I'm a stress eater. And I don't get the small size of bag of potato chips. I get the family size of bag of potato chips. And when I'm really stressed, I'm like, not pretty. And I'll eat the whole bag. And then I'll go, wow, now I feel really, really, really crappy. And that's not going to help anything. Okay. So one of the things that you want to always do is when you're networking with your colleagues who have lost their jobs is ask them questions. Ask them how they're feeling. Ask them how they're approaching their job search. Ask them which job boards they're using. Ask them which resume tools they're using. Are you putting your photo on your resume? Because I don't know that I want to do that, because I might be discriminated against either racially or because of age or whatever else, because we all know that ageism and racism, they're real. They're out there. They are. And so people are generally suggesting don't put your photo on resumes these days. And you may want to set up a group discussion, a WhatsApp chat, or a weekly call where you guys get together for, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and everybody just kind of shares what they've gone through and what they're doing. And if they heard some leads, oh, so-and-so company, I heard they've got a big hiring coming up in the spring, whatever it is. So, all right, let's wrap up here. There's a few things that you can do. One, don't lose hope. It is a rough and tough world out there, but there are people who genuinely care, and there are people out there who need the skills that you have. You just have to look. It's getting harder to find them, but you can find them. So number one, don't lose hope. Number two, understand that you're going to go through the grieving process of losing your job. Sarah, shock, anger, resistance, acceptance, hope. There's that H word again, hope. Hope will come through. Tip 3, get your resume, dust it off, and your LinkedIn profile, spruce it up, fluff it up, get a nice picture, get yourself dressed up, put a little spruce into it, and take 100 selfies, 200 if that's what it takes, until you get a nice photo. Put natural light, stand in front of a window so the window and the light is coming through. Better yet, go outside so you've got natural light. Take a bunch of photos so you look professional in your LinkedIn profile picture. Number 4, reach out to support groups. Ask friends, ask former coworkers who are also impacted by the layoff. Hey, what are you doing? Can I help you? Let me look in my network. Can you look in your network for me? Do that kind of thing. And step 5, you can go to the Hub for Help, steer.us. Take the UP assessment, see how your employability skills compare to your peers. That'll give you a sense of where you need to improve. Take the lessons there. We've got, oh my goodness, like 80 some hours, 80 some lessons in soft skills, interpersonal skills, workplace readiness. Take them, use them. They're free. They're no cost to you, because we all care about youth and community development. And last of all, I know this is a tough time, but you will get through it. Anybody that's out there and that's listening, that needs help, that needs some words of encouragement, that needs to talk to other people who have gone through something like this, reach out. We're here at Helpopedia online. If you've had a really bad situation and you want to gripe about it anonymously, come to our YouTube live show on Toxic Tuesdays, and you can talk all about it. In the meantime, I wish you tremendous success and stay hopeful.